Hello and welcome to Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about Unhinged. So, I was watching Unhinged, and this is definitely one of those movies that you sit down to watch, and it's not like the best of quality, but you're still very much entertained. And yeah, not every movie that you watch has to be some Oscar-worthy picture, but as long as you're entertained, you're happy, and that's what I felt watching this film. So, Unhinged. Firstly, let me say that I enjoyed Russell Crowe a lot. I haven't seen a whole lot of Russell Crowe, but every time I see Russell Crowe on film, he has my attention, and he really nailed his character of basically the guy who's basically given up and is just ready to go, and he's basically has nothing left to lose and doesn't care what happens to him. He played that role so perfectly, and honestly, he's the only person who really stood out to me. Problems with the way that it was shot, some of the stories, some of the logic, I felt was weak, or not necessarily weak. It just needed some work. So for starters, about Russell Crowe, one of the problems I did have was his accent. I guess you can still the voice that he chose for his character was very odd, and I feel like he didn't keep it all the way through very strongly. And then some of the way that this film was shot, like during some of the car chase scenes, we get some dash cam footage, which typically adds a lot and gives you that different point of view, but it just came off kind of weird in the film. And then for some reason, every now and then they have like a gray filter, and I don't know, it kind of like it didn't feel like it had to be there. And then the main character that we follow is Rachel, and she was giving me anxiety just on the way that she drove, sometimes. And it's kind of funny because she is literally just a suburban mom, but for some reason she drives like a freaking transporter, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this is just a suburban mom, and she's driving a freaking, I don't know, some old-fashioned car, and Russell Crowe is driving like this Dodge Ram, all decked out truck, and she is somehow able to outrun him constantly, even though from the beginning of the film they tell us that her car has a lot of problems and that it's really old, but for some reason she's able to just maneuver and like go throughout traffic, and she can outrun him. Like that's part of the thing that I'm saying, that the logic of this film is kind of all over the place. And she was giving me anxiety because a lot of the times she keeps like taking her eyes off the road. I'm like, you're gonna hit someone, and I don't know, there's just stuff like that really bothered me. But it does make like, it bothers me because logically a person wouldn't do that, but in the sense of the movie, it adds a lot of the campiness, and it just makes it funny. And Russell Crowe plays Tom Cooper, who is like basically Mad Max, or he drives like someone who's like either the Mad Max universe or the Fast and Furious universe. And I don't know where all that came from. I don't think there's really an explanation as to why. I mean, of course, you don't necessarily need one, but it's just so weird that these common people drive the way they do in this film. But I guess that's not really that important. And then also, some of the physics in this film are just hilarious. But I mean, that's just things that, they're not necessarily that bad, but I point them out because it takes the film from serious to just being jokey in my eyes, because it doesn't seem to take all these things into account. And of course, like I keep saying, like, that's not gonna bother everyone, but for me, it just ruins a lot of it, and it changes. It's almost like the film changes genres. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like by the time the film was over, they were just constantly trying to shove a message down your throat, and I don't know, I didn't quite enjoy that, but I don't know, I felt like it was a little too much. But you know, the film isn't that long. I think it's only about like 90 minutes. So if you got some time to kill, you want to be entertained, you know, you can watch Unhinged. But if you skip it, you know, I don't really think you'll be missing much. But yeah, this film was entertaining, but quality-wise, it wasn't really hitting everything for me. The characters, I didn't really care too much for. What Rachel was going through, I didn't really care too much for, as messed up as that is. And I mean, Russell Crowe was great. Some of the stuff he does was really surprising, and he really helped keep the movie entertaining for me, because I was never really that bored while I was watching this film. But I just kept asking so many questions, because I was like, I mean, well, no sane person would do that. Like, for example, there's a part where Russell Crowe is behind Rachel in traffic, and he's like revving, and he's like ramming into the back of her car, and they're like at a stoplight, and there's literally cars all around them, and no one seems to notice. And I'm just like, stuff like that kind of ruins it for me. But like I said, it also like makes the film from like a serious film into a joke. And I don't know, I kind of, that kind of made me enjoy it more. But that's what I'm gonna say, and that's gonna be it. This is Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and I'll see you soon.